I'm amazed that I have as much power as I do.
All right, I'm Paul Athoe. This is episode 4 of the Great Disruptor podcast. Our next guest, been on the hip hop scene here in Buffalo for about 10 years. He's a producer, he's a DJ, he's the first non-MC to be on the show. So we're diversifying the portfolio today. He's got a production placement on Westside Gunn's upcoming album. He's got one on there already on a previous album. Ladies and gentlemen, Cee Gee in the place to be.
Yeah, I'm finally in the building.
That's right. Cee Gee, welcome to the East Aurora Mountains. This was a big summer for you, bro. Hopefully even bigger things coming leading into the fall. We're going to get into all of that. But most recently, you got your diploma, finished getting your GED, is that right?
Yep.
What was that like?
Man, it's been a long time coming. It was like, I've been mostly like, I was because it was around the time that I was working the job that I had at the time, but then nothing really but I wasn't really satisfied where I was, and then I got the diploma on it previously, but then it wasn't accepting the job, so I ended up kind of going back. Planning to get my GED. That was around the same time I started stepping in the music scene.
Right.
Which I was already making beats, but then I was over like 5 years after my first one, and I kept it going to myself before I publicly came in here. So 10 years has been like it was a huge gap from our role, and then when I finally got my GED, it was the biggest accomplishment I ever had.
Wow, that's incredible, bro. My next question was going to be, how does it feel to finally have that? And I think you answered that, like, biggest accomplishment you've ever had. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I feel like it's like I can just do whatever the hell I want to do.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And you said you just weren't content, working your job without that. So to go back and get that, man, that's incredible. Good for you.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Now, you're known for being a producer. You've got some of the biggest placements of all Buffalo production. When it comes to your beats, you tend to stick to that boom bap, early 90s sound. And even most of the rappers that have made a name for themselves in Buffalo tend to be in that lane as well. So there's a good opportunity there. Is that your favorite era of hip hop? That early 90s boom bap, or what's your favorite era?
I mean, of course, in the 90s era was definitely because me born into like the best era of hip hop was like kind of like set the tone of where I became where I am today. Yeah. And especially like cause I grew up on and that like during like watching the TV, and then during listening to radio and going through your folks' collections, right? And then
the CDs, the cassettes.
Yep,
I've been through it all.
And then me, and then that's kind of me transition for me to like still collecting them.
Yeah.
Because like even though today now you can collect it on through your phones.
Right.
Which is like,
but you don't own any of it.
Right. Which is such a fake. Because one moment you own it, and next moment they delete that shit off the.
They can take it down at any time, right?
Yeah, and then I really never I was never a huge fan of it. It was cool to go around, but you never know how long it's gonna last.
Yeah, so it made it super convenient, but you never had like a physical, tangible item that you owned. You just had the digital thing in your phone or whatever. What do you like best? The vinyls, the cassettes, the CDs? Which do you think is the coolest?
Well, it's cool that like I started making my own tapes since like cassettes.
Yeah,
even though I wasn't really that. Even though I didn't know about the pause tapes at the time, like to make beats, because this is when like like just going through your folks' collections and then make your own mixtapes. That was when
that was the origination of the mixtape, ripping them off the radio to the cassette.
Yeah, and
I remember I used to I'd sit there, it'd be the Kiss 10 at 10, right? At 10 o'clock at night, DJ Anthony. You'd sit there and wait for your song to come on. You'd record it, but then you play it back. You'd have like the DJ yelling over it, like, "Oh, let's get into the song. This is number 7 on the countdown." You'd have it saved on your cassette. You'd hear it every time you play it back.
Right. And then me transitioned to like the CDs, because that was when the B.A.R era was starting going. That it's the same thing, but not but the difference that whether you ripped some of your collections or because that was when LimeWire was starting, like era was starting coming right there.
Yeah.
And then like I was kind of interested in that. Now you could just like make your playlist through on your computer.
A few clicks, absolutely. Took all the hustle out of it. It took like the element of like collecting songs was like collecting Pokemon, man. Like you had to find the right place and right time where you could catch that song. And now it's just like you type it into your little search engine, boom, throw it on my playlist, got it.
Yeah.
It took like the digging for it out of the game. But bro, I'm realizing right now, man, you look like a star, bro. Like you're deceptively tall. Like I'm so tall compared to everybody around me that like when somebody is as tall as me or taller than me, it like catches me by surprise. But you're up in here with the jewelry, the glasses, the size. You just look like a star, bro.
Hey man, I've been it's all about the evolve. Like, I've been kind of especially it's been years since we haven't been like seen to them. But yeah, ever since that that 5 years that I kind of involved myself ever since that when I did the Broadway Joe's joint was like Gunn. That was kind of that kind of like me starting like I was on the next level, because that was when the classical, because I was working on my second album, Classical Gifted. That was like I was tickling with that, and me going to like me sticking around to Buffalo and me going to New York City, that was kind of gonna I was already ahead of my time, like me like trying to make little connections, and then me trying to make connection with a lot of rappers and even going to different cities.
The network is so important. Is as important as anything you can do is building that network. When it comes to the scene, when it comes to Buffalo, there's undoubtedly no bigger supporter than you. You got to be the one seed as far as that goes. And I think that's part of your identity as much as anything you do. You're damn near like the mascot for Buffalo hip hop, bro. You're there in person at every show. You buy your ticket, you're nodding along, vibing out in the audience. And that's, of course, whenever you're not the one performing. Where does that support come from? Because I feel like that's such a rare thing.
Man, that's an interesting thing. I really don't, be honest, I really don't remember how did that started, because I think that was at the time that ever since when because like I said before, I was already like 5 years into the producing, because ever since I'm in my first beat, and then I started making beats already, but nothing really kind of like I didn't want to let the folks know what I do, because that was a time that and also what sound I looking for.
Right.
And so I kind of kept making beats to myself before I got to make it public, and then I had to thank Brennan, who he put me kind of we first bumped heads at the record theater.
Right.
And then that's how we did change numbers, and then we started he was telling me about the Broadway Joe's, the venue.
Yeah.
And then and that's how
it was like right next door to the record theater, wasn't it? Or is it?
It was right the corner.
Yeah.
It was at the time, and then. And then when I was over there, and then, it was just like it was a vomit, and then I started going Broadway Joe's, then going to the waiting room, and then going to the Forum, and then then a couple spots in Allen, then Town Ballroom, and then later like Milky's, and later Stamps.
Yep.
And then
It's crazy because so many of these places have come and gone and aren't even open anymore.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a tough market. You've got to have the record for most shows attended in Buffalo. Like, you've probably seen as many acts as anyone. Of all the shows you've seen in Buffalo, what was your favorite one and why?
I like my favorite shows I kind of seen, even though to be honest, I haven't really have my favorite, but then my favorite had to be I had to go see. It was like like, even though they now call it the league, but my first one was got to be my favorite had to be the Prime Example.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay.
well, that was known at the time. Prime Example.
Yeah. They're a group. Is it 2, 3? How many?
Well, it was. I met them when it was 3, even though originally it was 4.
Okay.
And then when I met them when they were like 3, and then I stepped foot in when one left the group, and then later it was like the with the duo with a different name.
Ever evolving.
Yeah.
Why was that your favorite show? What happened there?
I have guys was doing MCs, and then like with the beats, and because that was when I was looking for something that kind of like that fit my style.
Yeah.
But my favorite has got to be the Conway show.
I was gonna say the same exact thing. My number one Buffalo like performance memory is Conway. I think it was at the Waiting Room. Is that the one you're talking about, or you got a different one?
The one with the Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was when like this is when like Mayhem Loren came. This is when Status Selector.
Yeah, he didn't have all this. So this must have been. He was like on the fringe of blowing up at the one I'm talking about. Like, he was more known than most or all Buffalo,
Right.
but he wasn't what he is right now. And he was at the Waiting Room. It was probably sold out.
You talking about the one with the Waiting Room? That was
He did the cow, and he was like crying, and the crowd was like singing it word for word. It was the craziest shit I ever saw in Buffalo.
I was, and. Yeah, but the reason why the Halloween was that one because that was when he brought Prodigy out.
I see. Yeah, that's not the one I was at.
That
sounds awesome.
I was there for that, and that was a couple months before. That was a few months before he passed.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a great memory then. Being that you've seen and been around so much Buffalo talent, I gotta put you on the spot, and it's not for you to compare anyone. I'm not asking for your best. I'm asking for your favorite. All right.
Right.
Who are your top 5 favorite Buffalo MCs? Or who are you listening to? Top 5.
Oh
anyway?
man, I really don't like this answer because especially this list shit has been kind of like it's been totally out of hand today. I got because ever since that Mount Rushmore of Buffalo producers.
I don't know about that. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, so 2021. That was at the time that like they was starting like make a little list, and then I put and then they started making this Mount Rushmore producers or Buffalo producers, and then I put like I put myself, I put Derringer, I put Camouflage Monk, and I put DJ Shay.
Okay.
And then
I like that list. That's a good list.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, I'm not gonna pretend that I don't know enough Buffalo producers to rank them, but that list I like that list.
But my comments, man, there was like. And it was a huge debatable.
Yeah, sure.
It was a huge.
But that's good for social media because you probably got all kinds of people chiming in and buzzing on your page, so it's not necessarily a bad thing.
It was, but then like I never done anything else ever since then. I stopped. Ever since then, I retired doing what's my favorite album? Was what? Because and keep in mind, I was like kind of focused on. I was cooking up beats at the time, and then so I was just like, I was just like, you know what? Let me just like, because that was at the time. This was at the time that like Buffalo was starting to get real competitive, like in the last couple of years, and then even it is now. But then I kind of started seeing that, like the competition.
Now, do you mean competition? Because competition can be good. Like, people are blowing up and they're pushing other people to blow up. But then there can be, like, shitty competition where just, like, they don't fuck with each other and talk shit about each other. What do you mean by competition, I guess?
Like, to see who's make the best beats or who...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And then who was supporting you more, or who was, like, and who was, who can support you more, and then even and like who was like who was around you that side. So I was just like, and then so that was kind of my concern. I never really think about like when I started and then that's when I got started getting into like the beat battle. I got into the beat battle scene, and then like, cause I don't know, so like L-Biz kind of started and Grant Fee, who's they started putting together this producing event called Backpack Mafia.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was like I ended up doing like twice the past 2 years, and I didn't like one neither.
That's all right.
And then, but I was during. But this is during when I was during my.
You weren't where you are now.
Well, actually, I'm still I'm still where I was at.
Yeah.
But not something that I didn't think about.
But you go through those experiences to get better.
Yeah.
You know, if you come out of it with an experience of a lesson learned or ways to get better, that's all right then.
I did because I had to cook like that's why I had to cook like 20 beats afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. Then you're inspired. And L-Biz and L-Max hosted the first show I ever played in my whole life in 2013. And then L-Biz hosted my biggest show I've ever played. Like, after I did Broadway Joe's, L-Biz and L-Max organized it, hosted it. And then after I seen that, I was like, well, I want to build my own show at my own venue, and I did that. And then I had L-Biz host it. So yeah, man, I met L-Biz back in like 2013 as well. Right. Hosting shows. So that's cool, man. If you could get any Buffalo artist on one of your beats, who would it be?
I'm mainly most. I got the whole half of the whole half of the cats in Buffalo.
You got them all already?
Yeah, I mean, not only I was doing producing in there, but also doing my own albums, like, because like, like the only one I kind of got, the only one I'm trying to get is Career.
I would love that.
I try to. We talked. Me and Q. We been talking about it.
That's my guy.
Yeah, we try to lock it in.
Man, I gotta tell you, you're the first person to come on the podcast and talk about Q. I think he goes by Big Buffalo now. Am I right? Did he change his alias? Or is that just something a nickname he calls himself?
Something like that.
Dude, I love that, man. I've done a song with him before, and I remember being in college, 21, 22 years old, and this is at Villa Maria, and I was going for music, and that's where I first learned about his music. I was in their little computer room, and I was looking at Buffalo music videos and whatnot on YouTube, and I bumped into him on YouTube, and he really made music that, like, the kind of music I wanted to make. And then I featured him on my second album, and this man came through and delivered in person. Like, we didn't send files, exchange files. This man came through the booth where I was at, and this man came through and performed and recorded this. you know, like it was going to fucking Jay-Z. Like he came in, got in the booth, was sweating his ass off, pouring his heart into this verse, and it was one of the most fire verses I've ever heard in my life. And he had no pen and paper, just ripped and punched in. Yeah, he's an animal, bro. He's one of my favorite, not even in Buffalo, he's just one of my favorite artists in the world. And it's funny you say that, man. I recently called him, probably like 6 months or so ago, man. I was driving home and I was listening to his music, and I got home. I just called him up on Facebook. And I was like, bro, I just got to tell you, I appreciate your music so much, bro. I just had to tell him, you know, you ever get that urge where you just got to give someone their flowers, bro?
I mean, hey,
we had that moment.
Hey,
bro.
I mean, he was right there when ever since I started coming around, and then I started coming around the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I mentioned it. It's like he's the only one that out of the era that I came from that I haven't done yet.
Why hasn't it happened?
Because like, you know, timing, and then plus I had to make sure that the beats on the center was good, and then you know it was all like timing, like a lot of it. That's why it took me so long to to do some stuff with the Griselda.
Yeah. Got you, bro. So to take it, you've got most of Buffalo. Kadir is the one you still need there. What about in the world? If you get any artist in the world on a CGB, who would it be?
I mean, like, well, this is the first time I ever told you about this. Like, I'm already, because my plan, I want to get Nas.
I love it.
I want to get Nas.
Love it, bro. Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I want to get Nas.
You got the right sound for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially, you know, he's starting to pick better beats now.
Yeah, his run in the last. His run right now is equal to his original run.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I know. Like 6 albums.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I mean, like, even though he's got he's working. Even though he got an album coming out with Primo.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, I think he's also. I think something that's super notable about what Nas is doing is he's made it so you can get to that age. How old would you say he is? I can't.
Well, he'll be 51.
That's incredible. Okay.
Summer.
So on the back of that, to be 50, in your late 40s, early 50s, and making some of the best music of your life, that's new to hip hop, right?
Right.
It was always quote unquote a young man's game, but now it's like, you know, him, Eminem being as old as he is. Like, you know, these guys are up there in age, but still doing this and still doing it at a very high level. And that's a new door being opened up that wasn't there before, you know?
Yeah, and then it was like a that's what this thing with the ageism was like. Even though it makes sense, but it's just that they don't give a damn about that. I mean, that they still. That's why, like, you know, Common just put out the album, which is.
It's a good example also.
And L Cool J's got get ready to put an album. We got
he's touring as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got an album coming out, which is I'm looking forward to that because Q-Tip is like it's producing.
It's gonna be fire, bro.
And also him too. Also him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to do. I love to do something with Seth. Like I almost about to do. I seen him too.
Yeah. Where'd you see him at?
I was at the. So I was at the show at the Sony Hall. It was a Rock Marciano and Westside Gunn. This was like 2 days before the holidays.
Okay.
In New York City. This is like 2019.
Okay.
And I saw Tip on stage with Rock Marcy.
Sick.
And then I was like, I saw him. I'm like, I was like, and then the crazy thing, I didn't get
Man, the people they bring out is wild. You know.
Yeah.
They really are in that lane of the legends that they bring out. Last question pertaining to like Buffalo personnel, and then I'll get you off that. But if Buffalo needed to make a Swagger Like Us type track, say, and it was on Cee Gee production, what are the 4 MCs you think would embody Buffalo right as CGB and would be the best representation for us?
I mean, I would have to say like I'll put like I'll put Conway.
Right.
I'll put Genesis. I'll put
Wow.
I put YNX 716 and I gotta put Benny on there too.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild, bro. That's wild, bro. So you got Genesis up in the most elite MCs in Buffalo?
Well. For now, especially he's part of my team.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Genesis. I've known him a long time. For me, if I had to make that record, I think just because of the star power and the firepower, I think it's the Griselda Big Three of Benny, Conway, and Gunn, and Kadir as the fourth.
Right.
I think that is the biggest record Buffalo can make right now, and also at the same time, it's you'll get a styles clash, right? Like Westside Gunn raps very different than the other ones. Kadir raps very different than the other ones.
Right.
And Conway and Benny just got
an
unmatched lyricism. So yeah, I think that would be the biggest record we could possibly make. And if I had the funds, I would back each one of them, back the beat, and say, why haven't we made this record yet?
That's why the thing is, I have records with the three that you mentioned, and then three that you mentioned, but even though I haven't had a three, the big three over my beat yet.
Yeah.
But even though that we still, even though the second group album is still in works, but who knows what's going to be curating.
Yeah. So why? I don't know that you have any insight on this, but why hasn't that happened? Why hasn't Kadir done anything with Griselda? Because that seems like such an obvious. It seems like such an obvious pairing. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind for me is he's kind of he's pretty verbally anti the type of rapping they make. But at the same time, I'm sure they could find a middle ground and make a record.
I think it had something to do with the subject matter, because Kadir has come from like the conscious and then Griselda's more like a street hustling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
but there's middle ground somewhere where they can find a subject and a record they can do where they can get out of that space and find some middle ground. But yeah, that's definitely got to happen.
Right.
Been on the scene here visibly for about a decade, dating back to 2014-ish. What are some of your best memories?
The best memories I had, the best memories that have to be, it's like going to the, it's like, I mean, the best memories is going to the going to the shows that were on the reading room, and then I kind of like the early scene of the
how come?
Well, because we have more venues, and plus a lot of artists had to go under control. I have more control than like it is now.
Yeah,
and then we had some and also that folks were still here too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So why do you think these venues are not making it? Like why? Because what that indicates to me, just off the basic business end of it. If all these places are closing, something's going on where we can't sustain venues. Like why do you think that's happening?
Well, let's see. When I think COVID kind of fucked it all up.
It definitely kicked all venues right in their fucking teeth.
And then the second would be to have to be like the content because us we're rap heads, and then you know, it also a lot of guys that come out. They try to make something that's more hot and make it a little bit like a something that hot now, and they kind of a little worried about what's going down as far as the venue wise.
Yeah.
It depends on if it's going to be like a little bit because Buffalo just got crazy the last couple. That's why that like you know anytime that something goes down, they just shut this shit down.
What's your favorite venue we have to see a show at?
Man, my favorite had to be like Mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite had to be.
I've only ever performed there once, and it was a artist from Chicago came in here.
I was there for that.
Oh yeah, of course you were. Of course you were.
There.
But yeah, I mean it was pretty quiet that night. There was probably only like 10 people there. So
it was during the freshman festival.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it was during the freshman.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean for that reason, I haven't gotten the full Mohawk experience because it was rather empty, right?
Because I did like a couple shows because I did my first beat show because that was when I was started stepping in. I was started stepping in like that was the year that I started getting to the I started getting into my beat performance too.
Yeah.
Cause I started you know going and see the shows, supported the friends, and then I wanted to start getting in the stage, like you know me getting into like you know I want to play beats so which this Friday I got a beat show at Nietzsche's.
Nice, super cool. Nietzsche's. I don't know that I've been there. That's downtown?
Close, out of town.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, that's one venue I've never been to, never seen any acts at.
But you never got booked. You never got booked over there.
I mean, no, not that I can think of. I can't remember being there. I can't remember playing there.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's your take? We talked a lot about the old days, 2013, 14. What's your take on the current state of Buffalo hip hop?
It's getting there. It's getting there now because ever since Griselda has started took it off, they just wanted now the artist is kind of worried about they can do the same thing too.
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
Yeah, they can do the same thing too. It's like and they're always trying to fit. They're always trying to they rep it so hard that they get their push and get the push and get the recognition that they wanted to be by going to shows and going out of town. And then even though even getting the deals, even though getting the deals not that important no more.
Yeah, it's more or less just a loan at this point, right? Like, here's this money, but you got to pay us back. And to a lot of people, it's like, what's the point in that? But yeah, I think being independent is as viable as ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we raise my stakes now, and especially and that's why I'm not even concerned about that what's going on in Buffalo because I graduated from that because me I'm always stable about what's going on outside from that too,
right?
Because I had some records that I did outside of the city for the last couple of years.
Yeah. I think it's super important to not just get. I mean, we're talking a lot about Buffalo, but it's important to not just get caught up in I'm a Buffalo artist, because at the end of the day, not only do you want to be a national countrywide artist, you want to be a worldwide artist.
Well, I had some because because I got some stuff I did with Toronto too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm global now.
Worldwide Cee Gee in the building. Is there any artist you see that you think is next up in Buffalo? Like you mentioned, Griselda has essentially made it. who do you see anybody that you feel like they have the potential and the ability, where like one or two more steps, or a song away from being the next big thing?
I kind of want to see like I mean, I definitely want to see like well, I definitely seen how YNX Someone Six it's kind of the saw the saw how he pushed now,
Okay.
because I knew YN since the same time I came in I came in
Yeah.
I came in around, but then like even with but he was young nice at the time, but then now it's like YNX is definitely like doing his thing independently and still making records and still because him and this guy named Akil Lee, he's a rapper from Mount Vernon. Them two is like a form a duo.
Mount Vernon is New York City, right?
What?
Where's Mount Vernon? New York City?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's New York City.
Right. Okay.
But then, but yeah. So them two would have been like good match because I actually did a record with them. I did a record with them like on the album they did 2 years ago called Dusty Souls.
Yeah.
And it's very like introverted project that they did, and
Yeah.
It's very concept wise, and then like I'm glad to see the growth of it and that, and then and I'm glad to see, and also I'm glad to see this chick Michelle Visa.
No.
She's the Michelle Visa. Like she's the she was like a radio she was like a radio personality for WBOK, and then
Okay.
and then she was and then she was she's an MC.
Yeah.
And then she's the transition like to be like the MC, be the MC. She was on the road with Conway recently on tour internationally.
Nice.
Yeah, actually,
that's a nice opportunity.
I had a song with her. I had a song with her on my last album, Down South for Yo. And then I'm glad to see her like went from like the radio.
What was her radio name when she was on BOK? Do you know?
Michelle Visa.
Oh, she's went by her name. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but then like but then ever since like and then she's part of the duo called Moto Visa.
Okay.
With the chick, with the other chick, Juicy Monet, and then like, and then them two, can spit.
Yeah.
Like, they can rhyme because like, cause that was at the time that females rap, that they can like just rhyming and they can rhyme their ass off. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just.
That's cool. That's very Buffalo of them. I mean, that's kind of our space. I mean, I feel like we are. In a time like you look at like all the girls making female rappers right now that are like mainstream, it's just ultra sexualized. But Buffalo, like we have like you look at our people that have made it and our people that are on the fringe, like just like emceeing to like the highest degree, the lyricism, like the grittiness of it, like that's very much like Buffalo space, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
And then of course, you got like Love the Genius, and you got Monty Caesar, and then like I said, Mona Visa, and of course Pretty Bully, and then I'm kind of forgetting who other female MCs that from the town that's killing it. But then like even my crewmate, Big Steph, which is like she was like she's doing her thing, but then on and off there, but she still got it all.
Yeah.
But and also I work with I'm trying to do more work with female artists.
Yeah.
Artists, because I barely haven't done much on that too.
Yeah. I think I got, if I look back at my whole catalog, I think I've had a woman on there three times. So Amber Simone, who's in the R&B space.
Yep.
She's on a Conway project. I think more than once actually. Mickey Moscato, I got a verse from back in like 2020-ish. And Janita Luau, who's Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. I think I kind of pulled her out of her comfort zone to ask her to do a verse. As I don't think she's actually like making music on her own, but she can. She's got a passion for it. But yeah, it definitely adds some new flavor to your records. Getting a female voice
and also because like lately I've been kind of getting into. I had some like singers. Working with like I said, I had this girl, salsa artist that she can sing. Like a beautifully young, she's a young talented. Cause I did a whole project with her called Color.
Yeah. Fire.
And then like but I'm trying to like get into more on the female rapping. Even though I have songs, but I haven't had a placement on a female rap project.
Yeah, need one. So as a producer, working with Westside Gunn, it's got to be one of the highlights of your career, right?
Right.
Do you work with anyone else in Griselda or just Gunn?
Well, I did. Well, for him, like he curates. Like I said, he did curates. He did curates like the other projects besides himself. Like he did. Like he did,
like an executive producer role. You mean?
Yeah. So he curates. So the other, so ever since like I did Broadway Joe's for Westside Gunn, and another song I did through him. It's like it's the Mission Accomplishment with Mission Accomplishment is with Gunn, Amani Caesar, and Benny the Butcher, and that's off the Conflicted soundtrack.
Okay. Yeah. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
I never saw it. I know what it is. I haven't watched it yet. I need to.
Bro, it's one of the dopest. I was around when the movie was made.
Yeah, I remember them shooting it. I remember seeing it on socials and whatnot.
I was around because the record I did with Wes was came out during.
Is Benny like the lead character in this joint?
Well, he was on the Star Wise.
Yeah.
But on the marquee Star Wise, but then but I mean you gotta watch the film.
I will. I need to.
But yeah, so I did that, and then I don't know if you're familiar with Makami.
Oh yeah.
There's a song. I was part of Pray for Haiti.
Right.
Called Marie.
Okay.
And then
So you've had your hands on this stuff for a while. But Broadway Joe's was that the first placement?
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
The beat was done like so the beat was done like 20, I think like a June, but this is when Benny was just getting ready to put out the Plus I Met.
Okay.
And then the beat was already done, and then and Wes just about a week later, he's about to put out his next project called Fly God is an Awesome God,
right?
Part 1,
right?
And also around that time, like I got caught up with some discrepancy around in the city because like it was somebody that like around my circle that like was kind of being on some hater.
You're always gonna always run into that.
But during that time it just got real because I was in Milky's and I was at Milky's when I had to get ready to like DJ for somebody because this is when I which I forgot to mention I got in that DJ scene too.
Right. Yeah.
And then so I was DJing for somebody and then Genesis was on that show too because we were working on our first album at the time, and then all of a sudden I got kicked out of the show because
kicked out. What'd you get kicked out for?
It was something that
I can't imagine anything you would do to get kicked out.
It was something over like some kind of $5 cover charge or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was some bullshit there. And then even though I saw
her,
what
do they need a cover charge for if you're performing?
No, it was something. It was something prior to that.
Okay.
And then mind you, she talked shit about me online, and then it made a little slick. And I think someone was talking about me, and then she made a little slick jab it on me, and then she commented on, then she inboxed her, and she was talking. I'm like, yeah, right. And then the next night I was like, and then the next night I was like, and then I got kicked, and then somebody was asking me that why she said that she ain't that she don't want to be around and then I got the whole system hooked up and everything, and I was ready to go, and then they pulled me off the
Jeez.
and then that kind of fucked up my whole Friday, and then and keep in mind this was like,
how long ago was this?
It's 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, this is like during Take the Buffalo weekend.
Got you.
And then like so my night got fucked up, and then the next day when I was at the then she inboxed me, and it just got like a little like,
that's wild.
And then like and it's crazy that Gunn was in town during the whole situation, so he ended up throwing like a day party at the one of the clubs that on downtown, because that was it used to be Men's Lounge.
Okay.
So I was and keep in mind, like, I got off of work and I was still like tired, and then I went down there, and then, you know, bobbing and checking things out, and then and then someone was suggesting me to somebody suggested me I could do a record, because I already had beats ready prepared.
Right.
And then like I talked to Wes that, you know, I got something to send it, and he told me to send it through, and then I had that beat you know, I had that beat made, and then he hit me back. Mind you, I was playing the game, playing the game, and then he emailed back me, and then I just like, do what you gotta do, and then you know, just do what you gotta do, because by that time I was already like a little bit like disgusted with the music scene at the time. And then I ain't done shit about a month.
Yeah.
Until I had a DJ. Like a month later, and this is when I was in the middle working on 3 projects. I was in the middle working on Classical Gifted and Green Giant 2, because after I put out the second album, or the first one, and then Prophecy Reading Game with me and Genesis. When the Green Giant 2 with me and Frigid, and then so I was working on 3 projects around that time, and so I was in and out of the studio and doing that, and then the day, and it was crazy that like even Westside Gunn days is gonna be on the 28th, which is coming up. Mm-hmm. And I was so when I was with him, and then he pulled his phone and he had me listen to the song, and keep in mind, this is after he just had the Rock Nation deal. Yeah. And this is after that. Yeah, this is after that. And then I'm not sure that Hov heard was in the room, but heard the record. So it was just like so it was something. So and then like I heard the record, I was like, oh, okay, I'm on the next level, because I was at the time, and then also that made me go harder, because I was actually almost finished with the Classical Gifted. Right. And I had Rick Hyde on the because that's when I had Rick Hyde on my album too. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then that was like very iconic, and then that was like, and then I waited about, and then I had another incident like in scene 2, because I got booked to play beats, but I didn't get a chance, because somebody was kind of like fucking around with they got the whole set list, and then I didn't get a chance to perform. That's kind of similar to
the space we're in, man, in the music space and performing, and there's so many scammers, there's so many shady people. I see it every day, like even to like right now, like you see this shit all the time. There's people just trying to take advantage of people, and it's a tough, it's a really unique space in that regard. Yeah.
So that was like that was a credit. So when I found out about that I was on I heard about the album, about the records get ready to come out, and then I seen my name was on the because mind you I was at work.
Yeah.
And I was on break, and I was coming back from break, and
Yeah.
I was this is like I was like, I'm back. I was like,
Oh, I love that for you, bro.
I was like, that was like my very iconic. This is definitely
That's the moment.
yeah, it was a moment because and then that was like okay, now I'm that was when I was starting like that was when the world started hearing about me, and then that was, and then also that's after that they put out the group album, and then in the same month, and then I end up going to New York City. Like I said, I went to New York City to go to the Rock Marcy and Westside Gunn because this is during the holiday time, and then before the night before that I was at SOB's for the Sean Price because Sean Price and Lil Fame from M.O.P. just did an album together, and then I had some MCs because this after because I was already going to New York City before, but now after the record is out I want to let the folks know I did a song, and then and then Terminology, like you probably from he's co-signed what I did, and then we got something linked in. Then Rock Marcy, I told him what I did. He definitely kind of like, I had that moment. I was like, I had those moments too. Like, then I have something else, and then that's when I got so busy working on my album together, and I was kind of getting there, and then I was taking my time, and then the buzz was kind of like a little crazy, and then even though the shit was kind of a little bit slowed me down because COVID, and then I had plans. I had plans to go out of town more, and I was getting ready to leave my job for good, so I can
That's got to be an incredibly freeing moment to be able to get out of your job, right?
Well, when COVID happened, it did.
Yeah.
And then I was still in the middle of my school at this time, and then let me just I'll stick to that. And then once after everything lifted, I got back. I got back to it, and here I am now.
Nice.
Got my new
nice.
moment, and then so it kind of felt great. And then every time that me and Gunn always, I did this something with Conway as through the only work I have with Conway is Jay Skees did a song called Against the Grain with him, Free Lord, and Conway. And I ended the song. I ended the record.
That's awesome.
Yep, and then that was actually record I did, and then I ended up doing and even with because he always give me these opportunities, Wes always give me an opportunity to see
that's incredible.
Because I ended up did it because that like I told you off camera that I said that about when I went to Marty Caesar show in New York City. This is before the storm happened. I ended up cooking with him with Wes. That's when the video kind of went viral. That I could send everything I had just listening to all that.
It's incredible, man. It sounds like you guys have a great dynamic. Sounds like it definitely gives you great opportunities, man. That's an incredible relationship to have.
And also that, and then last year I had a beat challenge too.
Yeah.
I had to send 10 beats in 30 days.
Yeah.
So I had to send that kind of got me.
So when you send these beats, does anybody chop them up or edit them or add stuff, take stuff out, alter sounds, or do they just take them raw and rap over it and it comes out like that? Or do you see people edit them?
Well, it depends. How. It depends how it depends how they want the Disruptor. Right? Sometimes they ask me to send it the stems and which I kind of learned about that back then, and even now it's like convert everything to the stems.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm in the truck because. It's because it'll make more sound different than what I did before.
Yeah.
Or they just want to keep it, like I did before.
Yeah.
Even right now, I'm in the transition, and I want to get into recording songs too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That'd be a great space to be in. So now, what about the second placement on the Westside Gunn album you got coming up? I seen the snippet on your IG. Big Dump. Have you heard it in its entirety yet?
Initially, when I was at the Cleveland, when I was with Cleveland like a couple of weeks ago, I was assuming he was going to perform it. I was assuming he was going to perform it with Stove Got Cooks.
Yeah.
And then, but at the time, Stove didn't make it. Stove God didn't make it to the venue because of some flights.
Sure. Yeah. Shit happens. Yeah.
And then that kind of I did hear one of the songs that they did that was through.
But not yours.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then because there was a lot because Westside just hit me up like almost 2 weeks ago. Westside just hit me up 2 weeks ago to see do I got anything to
shop. Yeah. Of course you do, bro. You sit on thousands of beats.
New because and then you keep in mind this is like before. This motherfucker just made an album another album a day.
Right, man.
I'm not even knowing, and I always have a little of these like these theory and to see like if it's like because I haven't been on anything that he did that was on since Part 7.
Sure.
So it's been he already did like 7 he did like 7 joints after like since then. So this is definitely like a 5 year later.
Yeah.
Like a 5 year that's something that people will talk about.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't on his last record because they was. I wasn't on his last record because the sound was changing.
Sure.
Because then You Break For Me was the album. It was a sequel to the
right.
And then but it was totally got a little bit different. And then the fans was kind of like a little.
Whatever, man. You got to evolve as an artist. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over.
Well,
right?
I'm not even sweat about this.
Right.
That's what I want. That's why with this new record I'm doing, I'm gonna have like that's why with this new record I'm doing is like I'm trying to have like a half hip hop and half R&B.
Yeah. You said that, man. That's fire. So when you get those placements. How do you work out the compensation? And I don't mean to press you for numbers or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But is it like you charge an upfront amount? Is it like I want X% split of what it does? A little bit of both? How do you work that out?
We have a little like we have a little situation that way. Even though I really don't like talking about this, like it was some stuff that we would talk about now, and there's some things we would talk about that later.
Yeah.
And then because now because even though that the only thing that what kind of got on my nerve is that ever since when I started working with West, it's like people around my circle has been kind of like been on my neck about like been on my neck about like what all my neck about their net worth is so that I don't like I really don't like discuss I really don't like discuss about
sure
because
they like, what do you mean by that, like these people around you that have always known you, they think you got like this big bag now because you've done this, like what are you talking about?
Well because they always they always concerned about like it's I'm being good or being said because I haven't been done much with like because I haven't done much with like with his bro and his with his cousin because they were starting to branch off of their own.
Sure.
it was just only me and it was only me and Wes.
Yeah, sure.
And then Wes and then they've been kind of like you know been telling me about this like about the last. I've been done with the last like 5 years.
Yeah.
Even though me and G like we've been kind of like you know I really don't press somebody even though we been handling that now.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then but the thing is that I kind of like it. The one thing that sucks about this whole thing because that was the time that like you know people don't like about sending because of the Cash App thing. I think it's gonna be scamming thing, and then and then I'm like how scamming thing, and then even with the streaming thing, it's like a gift and it's like a gift and a curse thing. It's like I like doing the beats, but I hate it. But I can't stand the structure, and that's why I'm interested. And that's why I'm interested with the doing like an engine, get into engineering.
Yeah.
Which is my next transition.
Yeah. You tie that in, man. You be, you know, makes you a lot more of a threat, man. When you can make the beat, record the person on the beat, mix it, master it. Also save you money from having to, you know, pay people to do that for you. But yeah, man, being able to build shit top to bottom in house is definitely freeing. You've gone to the wrestling events, the Fourth Rope events. Like you went to an actual wrestling event, or was it like a music show?
It was both. Like
yeah,
because that was the time that so Wes was kind of course you know if you know that for people don't know that he's so heavy on the wrestling.
So am I, bro. I love it.
He's so heavy on the wrestling, like because but he been got into that now, especially this whole year. Like, you know, him Smoke Dizza, who was a rapper from Harlem, they partnered up to do these events. Do these events that have like all his like homies and their homies that they put together.
Yeah, he just played. He was yesterday? Yeah, he just played Swerve Strickland. AEW World Champion. Yeah. Did you see this? Do you know about this?
I saw some clip because of,
he wrapped him to the ring, bro. The world champion.
Yeah, they performing at the when I was at the Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. I seen them.
Bun B did the first verse and Wes did the second verse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bun was at the the Cleveland show.
Yeah, so he must be into this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Do you like wrestling? Or you just go because it's your boy?
Well, as a kid, I like.
Who was your favorite growing up?
It's got to be between The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Stone Cold been saying doing some stupid shit like, and then. Even though as a kid I didn't even know about that until I got older, and when he beat the shit out of Vince McMahon, and then the supermarket.
With Booker T.
that was such an iconic match. It's like it's not like that today.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But so it was like I went like twice the two events so the Philly. My first one was a Philly show. So, how that came together was Westman hit me up. It was like an Easter weekend, and because me and him we've been talking very frequently. I had his number and all, and then it was just I told him I said said good luck, sir. And then he told me good luck with the show, and then he just me to be there. Mm-hmm. And then somebody else was telling me that I should be there, and then Rick Hyde, was telling me that I should go too. So I was like, you know what? And then I'm going.
Yeah.
And it's because mind you, I don't like planning trips like a last minute.
Yeah.
And then I found out that Brennan was going too. I don't know if you know this. This is actually the first time I'm telling you. You don't know Brennan and Westside Gunn are related?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They
How they related? I I've known Brennan a long ass time. I didn't know they were related.
Yeah. Him and Wes are related.
How?
Because one of Wes relatives are because Brennan, the last name is Hall, and then he had some family named Hall too, which is somebody like it's a lot.
They just are, right? No explanation needed.
They very connected. So he was like, I ended up sticking with stay with him at the with B at the, because he ended up being at the Philly show.
Yeah.
And then so I got my keep in mind, the Vic was sold out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, how
big of a venue was it?
What?
How big of a venue? Like how many people would you say?
Oh, it was a lot.
Like high hundreds or thousands? Like how many are we talking?
It was a lot because it was a sold out show.
Yeah.
And then it was a sold out show. I forgot where I was in Philly, but then it was definitely like the
because that's where WrestleMania was, right? So
yep.
What did they do the same weekend?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
That's when WrestleMania was at, and then even with this recently one, it was the SummerSlam happened.
Right.
And then
yeah, I see. That's what a lot of the minor, and I don't mean to discredit anything, but like they're not the WWE or AEW, like the minor wrestling organizations, they'll run alongside them in the same towns, the same weekends. So I see, man, that's a good strategy there.
So that was the Philly show was a good show that that's when I was standing. That's when Alchemist came through, of course.
That was my very next question, bro. I was gonna ask you that. I seen you standing right behind him on stage. What'd that feel like? What was that like, standing right behind a legend like Alchemist?
Oh man, I was like the most.
Did you cry? I'm just joking, bro.
I don't cry to anything. I did. The only thing anything, but that was a very iconic moment, because I didn't realize that I was being captured. But me standing on stage. Matter of fact, backstage it was like it was such a it was a huge compliment, because I went from now I went from supporting this show, now I want to be part of it, because I am part of the whole circle now.
Yeah.
And then in a circle now, because especially I got big things coming up, and then I got big things that's coming up, and then and then I'm just I was just there.
Yeah.
And that kind of, and then and that kind of how me standing in front of Al, and then even though I know you saw the other clip that when I was at the pop up, he said he said my I was in the video.
I did see that. Yep. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then I found that clip. I'm like, I was like, oh.
You're like, I gotta have that.
Yeah,
my feed.
I'm about to play that on my set list.
Nice, bro. Nice.
I'm about to have that on my set list on my Becoming Beast show this Friday.
Nice, bro.
Because I had to start structuring. I had to start structuring everything for this event, and then and Philly show was dope, and then even though then Wes got me connected with me with Mayhem Loren, and then we got I seen me and May already before, but then when we start connected we start connected really well. We got some joints coming up too.
Dude, that's sick, man. Good for you. You talking about Alchemist here. Who's your favorite DJ of all time?
Oh man, I gotta say I gotta say DJ Premier, gotta be a favorite DJ, but but I gotta say I haven't had who's my favorite DJs, like because like even though that was my original passion.
Yeah.
And like but yeah, like wait, but I really don't. Man, I don't remember who's my favorite DJs.
Sure.
Because most of
I mean, Premier's a hell of an answer, right?
yeah, because most DJs are producers too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're part of a collective. Tell me about the collective and what you guys are working on.
So B.A.R Association is the foundation I put together. So like B.A.R Association, which is B.A.R stand for Beats, Arts, and Rhythm, and then it was like as I mentioned before that like I've already knew some of the acts before like I knew Frigid when I was on the scene, because this is when I always bump heads when he do shows, and then we got, because one of the first records we did was a Big Lamosky. He was off of the Research, and then we started forming Green Giant, and then we did the whole first album at DJ Shea studio, and then
where's that at?
It's right.
Is it still open? No. Okay.
No, that been closed like that got shut down like 2 years before.
Okay.
2 years before he passed.
Okay.
And then but the recording I was it was at Buffalo Zoo. But yeah, so I was at the so I record the first Green Giant at his studio, DJ Shea's studio, and I was at and then we did a follow up the year after that through Tony Boy, and then me and Genesis we linked up like mutually, and then that's where we did the Prophets of Reading Games, and and most recently is Pride of the '90s. Which is one of the iconic projects I ever did. Nice. Because it's about his story.
Yeah, it captures your brand and your identity very well.
But yeah, but to his life story. Yeah. Because at the time, like when he was going, or where he was before, and what he's going through now, and then so it's kind of like it was very sentimental, and then that had a lot of then I got Mizart, who I don't know you heard Mizart.
Not familiar.
He was Money Mizart.
Yeah, sure. Maybe if I seen him or we follow each other somewhere else.
I don't know y'all come across when y'all do shows. He was going by Money Mizart back then, but then like I knew him. We started we worked together we started to link up together, and then we and one of the songs I did with him is Prey vs. Predator. Like I had was with King Wild, who was Alcamito's brother, and Rick Hyde, because which is the beat was very dope. Like it was very grittier, and because so the song was dope. And then I had and plus me and Mizar we got a whole joint. We had more joints because me and him we working on the album together too. And then I had like I told you, I had Sauce the artist that she's like a lone R&B singer. She's the youngest member. She's the youngest member of the crew too. Yeah. And then I ended up did a couple something, and then we were and did a whole EP together, and then she's part of that. And then I had Big Steph, who I knew her from she was part of Elvis crew at the time. Gotcha. This is 9-10 years ago. Yeah. Sure. And then we got once that they started once they got they separated, that we got close. This is prior to the crew was the collective was starting forming, and then I kind of added her to the fold, and I don't know if you knew about Rubik's Cube. Yep. Yeah. So Rube, because I knew about Rube because he was part of the B-Heads, the production team, and then he did the whole Elvis comeback project. like almost 5 years ago, and then and that's how him and Genesis worked together too.
Yeah.
And then worked together too. So I had him to the crew with that on the producing and also DJing.
Yeah.
And then Mike Cassell, who you know, I ended up working with him too. That like you know, he's a very iconic guy from the city, and then you know we ended up working together too. So then I had this guy named Lord Nexus from Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a talented producer out there, so we worked together, and then you know, like a B.A.R Association. It's like like half the people I named that I knew them like prior because they had a little. They had like a little careers of their own, and then even the different crews and different groups. Like I was a part of because I don't even remember my last group I was before was SBA with my other MC, and then that kind of like didn't go a little well, and then like Frigid, and I met Frigid when it was during his height of his solo career, and then he almost about to be left out at the time, and then I because I met him that he was about to be done. I met him when he was about to be done with.
Sure.
Because when I first got in the scene, like a lot of they were just like I hated when I want to link up with them. They try to retire.
It's tough, man. I just seen somebody else post on Facebook today how they're calling it, but I don't think anybody ever retires. You know, I think people come and go. Yeah, I mean, the time might not be right, but man, if that passion and that love's there, it'll be back, right?
Yeah, I know. And that kind of, but at that time, that kind of got on my nerve.
Yeah,
because mine,
sure.
I'm
like I'm trying to finish this.
Because I was just about to, I was brand new. I mean, I didn't even know nothing about this.
Yeah.
And then, so that was the reason why, like, so that was kind of like it was very organic because the crew thing kind of like came officially when it was during the height of like the part step. I was being Westside Gunn joint and also dropping my second album, and I was doing, and then you know I was pushing Frigid and I'm pushing Genesis heavy, and then like once COVID started like kicking off, we were still like linked up more, and I ended up adding more artists like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And then that kind of like it became like most kind of like a I mean the cruise thing is still brand new, still new to the people because like I just want to have something that's more like and also the crew thing is more like unique.
Yeah,
I just try to make something that's more like unique because like you know I like how like everybody.
What do you like when it comes to a crew? You like a smaller unit, like a Lox, for example, where you got like a trio, or you like a big like Wu-Tang-esque 9-10 people on stage? What's the sweet spot for you?
It depends. It's got to be between.
Okay.
Because like you know I mean, we haven't had that moment yet that had the same people. I was trying to put together like a show.
Yeah.
Cause I almost did last year. It was my birthday. Like I almost had like a whole crew.
Yeah.
Performed at my birthday though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was this close. This close to whatever. But that was during the time that that I had two people out of the crew was in a different town. Yeah. And was in a different town, and I couldn't. And then it was kind of like not easy to try and do another show, even though I got asked to do another B.A.R Association show, and then it's gonna be. But that's TMA. I mean that's TBA at the moment. Sure. Same thing with the album, but
man, it just sounds like you got your hands in so many. See, I'm very much the opposite. Like I like to just have one centralized focus, work on that. Like so, I don't like to have like multiple projects or albums open at once. Like I like to have one and put my energy there. It sounds like you like to have like a few things going on, but you're in a different space though. You know what I mean? You're in the production aspect of it. Yeah.
Well, because I mean at the time, I remember like 10 years ago when I remember 10 years ago when like I first started, like I had beats, but I didn't have songs.
right.
And now I have songs, and then because it was so hard for me to like that's why I waited like 2-3 more years to perform the beats and then perform over the songs, so I can I had somebody that they can know or don't know, and then because so I can just do a little ones and twos and do a little my MPC, and I don't want to just work on one thing because I've already worked one thing. I just want to have something a little bit multiple because I'm very fast on. I'm very fast on about the beats I had, and then I take my time about what fits and what fits and what did I do? Not only myself but different artists though.
Yeah, that's cool, brother. You're a big video game guy. What's your favorite console to play on?
Gotta be Sega Genesis.
Yeah? Nice. What's your favorite game?
It's gotta be between Sonic or Streets of Rage.
Yeah, I used to play both of those joints. I know you collect them. What for you is like the holy grail unicorn? Like, is there a missing game somewhere in the world that like you gotta have that game but haven't found it yet and you need it in your collection?
Oh man, I had it. Well, it's got to be the games I used to have, and then now I need to get it back.
It brings when you get your hands on like a console and a game that like you grew up on and got such great memories on. Yeah, it definitely creates like a feeling like that nostalgia in you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the game. There's several games that I had before that I had to bring it back.
Yeah. What's like the biggest game from your childhood? Like that's got like the warmest memories for you?
It's gotta be during the PlayStation era, even though it's gotta be rapper.
Oh yeah, kick, punch, it's all in the mind. I remember that joint. I had that joint too.
Yeah, I had it, and then some motherfucker just stole.
I still recite those lyrics.
They stole my PlayStation 1 games.
Damn. When Scotty and I are linked up and in the studio, I'll kick the half of the rapper joint. You're like, bro, what are you rapping? I'll be like, what? You never played this game? He didn't even know what it was.
I guess he was like 3 or 4. Or,
right. He's too young for us.
Yeah, that game.
That's wild, bro.
And so that and then the Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah.
I need to get that game back because
they need to make a new one. That's what they need to do.
Especially it's been 20 years.
Yeah,
since we haven't got like another the best Def Jam game. And even though
game was super cool.
That the last one Iconic was like. The last one, I was pissed. That was at the time that I was going through a lot of shit. During that late 2000. I totally got out of video game aspect because during that PS3 and Xbox 360 era, it was kind of a little bit like games was kind of was suffering during that time, and that was when a lot of it was kind of like a glitch, and some was good, and some was like was not, and I totally lost.
Do you play like the current consoles, like the new PlayStation, the new Xbox?
I got
the virtual reality stuff. You play any of that?
I got PS4 and I got Nintendo Switch, and I got 5, but I haven't got the console yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting ready to get my own crib,
right,
and then I'm about to be started making like a museum.
Yeah, no, that's
cool. Because now like I have even though now I still have like collective games I had back at the crib, and then I just trying to make it have something up because
you want to make a little display out of it.
Because I collect, because I have games I bought since like the Super Flea.
Yeah.
Days.
The Super Flea, wow.
Yeah.
I used to buy my little figures there, my little wrestlers, my little Star Wars guys.
Yeah, that was my pastime, my past weekend time.
So Walmart now. Jeez.
I'm still pissed about that. I still never go there since then.
But last question for you, bro. Then I'm gonna let you get out of here. So what is the goal for you, bro? What does the ultimate vision of yourself look like? Where do you want to be? What's the end goal where you're at? You know, this was the dream.
I just want to make something, some really dope shit that most people will start to remember me because, you know, me, I never looked at like, start making beats 15 years ago was such a thing because I kind of start that since I was kind of going through some really dark shit like at the time like me losing my father like a year before, and in the same year I had a gunpoint.
I remember you telling me about that. Madness, bro.
Around that time.
I can't imagine what that must have been like.
And then the music by that time was kind of I didn't have no inspiration at all.
Sure.
This is 2008, 2009 ish. And then
sure.
Once I and I was in this transition and then going different school, and that's when like I started I kind of found passion when I went to I found passion and went to go to the different program, and then I went to my cousin's house. That's when I made my first beat, and then I started making myself, and then 5 years later I started making in the scene.
Yeah.
That's why I witnessed everything in the city. Then another 5 years later, that was like that's when I my name started known through wrestling, and then now 5 years later, which is today, I'm a GED graduate now, and then
the blow up has been so real, bro.
I never looked at like I always said this every year because it's such a like a I've always said this like mostly all year because of it's always like a 5-year plan, and then I never know what what the next 5 years are because I can't see myself make beats because I am a transition. I want to start recording wise, and then and also I want to get into like computer technology.
Yeah.
So that's something I can and also I can teach like kids that especially and especially they can learn how to make beats, and they can learn how to collect items, and learn how to do supportive because I really kind of found my own space. And found
it's important. Super important.
I'm glad that I waited. I waited like 5. I'm glad I waited like 5 years to do something with Zelda because I don't want to just jump. I didn't want to jump on something before and then not knowing if people gonna be hearing. This is before streaming. It's like how the fuck are people gonna hear it? And even the stuff I did on my own, like ain't nobody noticed that I did the research. I did classical gifted. I did physiology. I did Dance of Raphael. I did
building the catalog.
And then the Green Giant 1 and 2 with Bridget. Prophets of Video Games and Product 90s with Genesis.
Yeah.
I did Colors with South the Artist. I did Street Vibe music 1 and 2, 3 with Cal Johnson. I did this beat tape with this guy Lamont J Music called Soul Garden. Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful, soulful beat tapes that it was totally different from anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
And and then even with this new work that I'm doing called Green Nostalgia, which is like I'm having like a little bit different, like a 5 rap records and 5 segment records. Even prior to that, I'm doing an EP.
Yeah.
Called Rewind, Press Play, Fast Forward, which is it's had a reference of past, present, future.
Yeah, man, that's all good, man. Sounds like you're super busy. Looking forward to all that. But with that, man, just want to tell you congrats on all your success, man. Keep it up. Hell of a summer for you, bro. Hell of a summer, man. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate your time, your character. We love you, brother. Peace.